I was looking for the invite.
You're on.
Yeah. Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting of the Durham Board of Selectmen to order on Tuesday, September 22nd. We have 4 board members present tonight, so I will call the roll. Please acknowledge that you're here when I call your name. Rob Ponto.
Here.
George is excused tonight, so he won't be here. Todd Boyer.
Here.
Mark Farren.
Here.
And Kevin Netto is also here. So we need 3 for a quorum. We have 4, so we are good to go. Any amendments to the agenda from board members? Okay. I will also note that the fire chief is not here tonight due to a previous engagement, and our town administrator is not here tonight because it's her son's birthday. So, next on the agenda is public comment. If there's somebody here to comment on business before the board or any other matter in town, you can use the raise your hand function in the Zoom app. And if you can't find that and you can turn on your camera, you can just wave your hand. There aren't that many people here. We can try to acknowledge you. But anybody here for public comment?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Moving on then into the public hearing portion of tonight's meeting. Tonight we are reviewing potential permits for junkyards. These are permits that have to be renewed every year. And for the last couple of years, we've been working with several of the junkyard owners trying to get them into compliance. And Bob Forrest, our code enforcement officer, is going to kind of update us on where we are with regard to what's on the agenda tonight and anybody that might be ready for a permit. Bob?
All right. First, I'll start off with, since Emerson's isn't on here, I talked with Emerson, and he is willing to close the junkyard.
Bob, we don't need to talk. We only need to talk about who's here for a permit tonight.
All right.
So Troy and Lisa Peterson is 4A on the agenda.
Yep, they are in compliance with all the regulations.
Okay. So I'm going to move that we issue the annual junkyard permit to Troy and Lisa Peterson at 1266 Hollowell Road.
Second.
Rob seconds. Any discussion on that? Nope. Okay, so when I call your name, please state your vote if you're in favor of issuing that permit. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also in favor. Okay. Next is Kenneth Carl at 1205 Roseboro Road. Is that one ready for tonight?
There is one thing I would speak about before I say they're not in compliance.
Okay.
Their permit expires September 30th, and I would ask that we give them that much time to be in compliance, because right now all they need to do is consolidate the stuff down at the bottom of the hill and fence it and provide me with a log. Those 2 items are not in compliance.
Okay.
I went over them. I spoke with them both this afternoon, and they are more than willing to fix that up by the 30th. I told them it had to be done by the 30th. So that's where they are at. Presently, they're not in compliance.
Okay. So, but if I remember right, this is the one you said, this one's not a business, right?
They are going to provide me with some documentation and some receipts. I told them about the viability. and they both said that they can supply me with that stuff by the 30th.
Okay. So I guess what I'm getting at is the permit's good till the 30th that they have now.
Yeah.
But we don't meet again until October 13th after tonight. So they would be, technically without a permit for 2 weeks, assuming that they were good when we met again on the 13th. Is there any significant impact to them if they don't have a permit for 2 weeks?
Well, I know we went through this last year also, and the state law says that the permit cannot expire.
I don't understand. Why do we have to do it every year if the permits don't expire?
If the state law says if the permit expires, then they have to start all over again.
Okay.
So that's the big question. And I know we prolonged a few last year because of the same situation where there was just a few more items to do and they needed a little more time.
Rob?
Can we just do a conditional approval then?
Yeah, that's where I was going too.
Okay.
Bob, do you have specifics on what needs to be done? Do you have a document?
I'm going to go out there Thursday and go right through the whole yard with them because they were unaware that needed to be fenced down there. Because the thing is, Andy has a business that I was unaware of down below, and that's why it looks so cluttered, is because a lot of that stuff is from his business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been in existence for over 35 years, so I don't know
What are
whether.
you asking for, Bob?
I'm asking to give them till the 30th, and we'll see if they can comply.
Typically, if we were going to issue a conditional license, we need the list of conditions.
All right, so they're gonna have to consolidate everything in the yard down at the bottom of the hill, and then they're gonna have to fence in that consolidated portion. And along with that, they're gonna need to provide me with a log that says that they're a viable business with titles and what they sold and who they sold it to. Those are the two items.
Is that in writing anywhere?
No, it's not. I just left there at 4:30 this afternoon.
Something you can write up and we'll stop in and sign it once it's written.
So you're thinking that you just want to extend it till your next meeting? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, what I was thinking is like, okay, you have basically their permit is good until September 30th.
Yeah.
And you know what we could do is, but you're saying if the permit expires without a new one, they have to start all over again. And
According to state law, yes.
so we could move to issue the permit subject to receiving a letter from the code enforcement officer by September 30th that they are completely in compliance.
All right.
How does that sound to people?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, so I'm going to move that we issue the junkyard license to Kenneth Carl at the 1205 Royalsboro Road property, contingent upon receiving a letter from the town code enforcement officer on or before September 30th of 2020 that the junkyard is fully in compliance with state and local codes.
Second.
Todd seconds that. And this is a public hearing, so if there's anybody from the public has comments on any of these junkyard situations, then please, raise your hand or wave it at the screen or something, but, okay. So any further discussion?
Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Who is this?
This Alvin Dennison.
Yeah, Mr. Dennison, did you want to speak on Kenneth Carl's junkyard? Because yours is next on the list that we're going to be discussing.
Oh, okay. I was of the understanding that you were able to get an extension. I believe it was even I can't remember the time, but I remember reading you could get an extension for a certain amount of time. It was either 30 days or something like that to come into compliance. I'd have to read back through the laws here, but I do remember reading something about.
Yeah, I don't, Bob, does that ring a bell with you?
No, it doesn't.
And I would say, Mr. Dennison, I would say that this is a 2-year-old conversation. So there have been multiple extensions waiting for the junkyards to be in compliance. So I don't know about other members, but I am done with extensions.
Well, I mean, if I can, I mean, I'm not sure if you're interested or not, if I found it and got it back to you, if you'd want to see it.
Oh, sure, I'd definitely be interested, but we don't have that tonight, and I don't think we're issuing any extension tonight. So, but if that's actually in the law and that is something that can be done, then sure.
I'll have to check it, and if I do find it, I'll let you know. But okay,
All right,
that's
so the motion right now on the floor is to issue the permit to the 1205 Royalsboro Road junkyard with the condition of receiving the letter from the code enforcement officer as previously described. Any more discussion on that?
for me.
Okay, if board members, if you're in favor of granting that conditional permits, indicate your vote when I call you. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Bollier,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. Okay, so Bob, we're to Mr. Dennison property now. Is that one in compliance and ready for a permit?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to move that we issue the annual junkyard permit to Mr. Dennison at the 184 Auburn Pownell Road property. Is there a second on that? I think Todd seconded it. Any public comment on this one? Not seeing any. No. Okay, any board further discussion on this one? Nope. Okay, if you're in favor of issuing the permit to Mr. Dennison at 184 Auburn Pownell Road, indicate when I call your name. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Bollier,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I'm also a yes. All right, great. So I think this is good progress, Bob. We've got a couple in compliance, and it sounds like Mr. Carl is very close, and we're gonna get it done. So nice job.
May I speak just a little bit about Emerson's?
Yeah,
and-
sure. Go ahead.
And a consent agreement. So he doesn't want the junkyard. He's sick of it. So I spoke with him 2 weeks ago about it. He went on vacation, and I brought up the consent agreement because he just wanted the permit to clean it up. And I said, why bother? Just go into a consent agreement. I talked with the town attorney today about it. He's going to draft one up. My thoughts were, we're trying to get the ones that are in the shoreland zone out before the snow flies, and then work on the rest. And I talked to him about May. So I want your input on the length of the consent agreement. And I don't think Jack really thought it was a good idea to do the tiered system. So any thoughts that I can relay back to Jack would help.
We by tier system, he didn't think it was a good idea to say certain parts need to be done by one date, but other parts by another date. Is that
Yeah, he didn't know how that would work
right?
and how it could be enforceable.
What if the date was, if there wasn't a tiered system and it was just the May date, what's your concern with that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to get the cars out of the shoreland zone.
Yeah. They would
First,
have to be, they would just, but they'd be gone by May instead of,
yeah,
the other option is we don't give them the winter. We say it has to be out by like the end of October or the end of November. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Okay.
In that short of a time.
All right. Other board members' thoughts on, so Bob, actually, maybe you can describe a little bit more about what he intends to do. I mean, we're talking about the property on Old Brunswick Road, right?
Yeah. What he intends to do is to keep his auto repair business, and they are allowed to have a certain amount of vehicles there for 90 days, I believe it is. So he wants to keep some of the vehicles there for parts. So that's going to have to be worked out, and I guess I'll have to watch that closely.
Yeah, because I don't, if I remember, it's been a while since I read the statute, but I don't think an automobile repair facility includes keeping parts vehicles that don't run and aren't in the process of being fixed to be part of the auto repair business. That's an automobile graveyard.
Well, there is a stipulation for that. I'll have to dig
Okay.
deeper into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're okay with the May deadline?
What do other board members think?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, do we have to vote or anything, or we just wait till we get the paperwork from the lawyer?
I think we don't have to vote on this. We're giving a little guidance to Bob, and then he'll work with Jack and the landowner and come back with a draft consent agreement that we will vote on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that May is more realistic time frame, but I'd like to see them off the shoreline zone as early as possible.
So when you say May, let's be clear, we're talking beginning of May or end of May?
April
May 1st, before things.
1st, yeah. I mean,
First?
he can crush vehicles in the winter,
Okay, all right.
you know?
Best way to do it.
It will be drafted to be complete by May 1st.
Yeah.
2021.
2021, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And Peelers is all cleaned up, so, and that's it. That's all I have.
Well, that's great, Bob. Really good work. I mean, I know it hasn't been easy over the 2 years, but I think it's been a good balance of working with the property owners, but also, kind of holding firm that this has to be done. So nice work.
Thank you.
Second that. Nice job, Bob.
Good job, Bob.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to close the public hearing on the junkyards, and that junkyard business is concluded for this week. We're on to action and discussion items, and I'm glad to see that Becky has joined us tonight. One of the items is a grant to help offset some of the expenses around election. Becky, do you want to give us and the people that might be watching this recording an overview of what that grant is all about?
Sure. It's not a huge grant, but every little bit helps. I learned about it from another municipal clerk, but then the state did send a an email blast out about it last week. And so it's specifically to help offset running an election during a pandemic. So some of the topics that we can get covered are a ballot drop box, voter education, personal protective equipment, poll worker recruitment, hazard pay, training expenses, cleaning expenses for the polling place, temporary staffing, and absentee ballot processing. So that's going to help us a lot since our absentee ballots are about 900 when I left the office today. We're still 10 days away from getting the ballots in. So we were awarded the max amount, which was $5,000, and all we have to do is vote to accept it, and we'll have the funds within 2 to 4 business days.
Okay. Can you tell me again, what's the name of the organization?
It was the Center for Tech. Hang on, I'm trying to look on my paperwork here.
Center for Tech Life or something like that?
Well, CTCL is their initials, and it's the Center for Tech, and I don't have it on this paper.
Civic
Sorry.
life. Tech and civic life.
There you go.
Center for Tech and Civic Life. Okay. All right, I'm going to move that the board accept the $5,000 grant from the Center for Tech and Civic Life.
Second.
Any further discussion on that? All right. Call the vote. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. So great. Nice work, Becky.
Great, thank you.
You can keep your mic on because the next one's for you too. So because the town office staff is requesting that we close the town office on November 3rd, so that all the staff can be at the polls that day, assisting with what is no doubt going to be a very huge turnout election. I had one question on that, Becky. What's the plan for? 'Cause we have to have quote unquote absentee ballots available right up until the polls close. So how will that be handled?
No, we don't. For November 3rd, absentee balloting ends on the Friday before.
Oh,
Yeah,
What-
so the governor changed that for November.
okay. I didn't realize that.
Yep. I think the original plan before July 14th primary was that they were going to offer it for both. And I think that there wasn't a huge turnout for people voting absentee in person on polling day. So she just changed it back to the original. So you can request your absentee ballot electronically until Thursday at midnight before the election. And you can vote in person absentee until Friday. And then after Friday, you got to wait till the polls.
Does the absurdity of that phrase strike anybody else? I want to vote absentee in person. Oh my God. But that's the world we live in right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So board member thoughts on having the town office closed that day?
I don't see any other way.
I don't think
Yeah.
in the past, Becky, I mean, you may not know this because this is the first, big November election for you, but I don't think we've closed the town office in the past.
No, I don't think they did, and we did it in July, and it was extremely helpful to have Pam and Ruth there.
Yeah.
And I know we've recruited a bunch more election clerks, which is fantastic, but we also have to keep a balance at the polls of parties. And so it helps me to have those two there as part of the balance of parties.
Okay.
And Bob has even offered to help at the polls too on that day. So, everybody's chipping in at the office, which is fantastic. I really appreciate the help. So,
Okay. All right. So, Todd, sounds like you were okay with it. Mark, Rob, any thoughts?
No, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move then that we close the town office to normal business on Tuesday, November 3rd.
Second.
All right, so I don't know who seconded that. Was that Rob or Todd?
Toss up.
Or both? Todd, right? All right.
Here's Rod.
You're in favor of closing town office on November 3rd. Say so when I call your name. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I'm also a yes. Okay.
Hey, Becky. Did
Yeah.
Did you have anything else of good news you want to tell about?
I did. I wasn't sure if I would do it when it was Ruth's technical reporter now. So I also got the call today from elections in the state that we have been given a second DS200 machine for Durham permanently. So
awesome.
moving forward, with every election, we're going to have two. So thank goodness, because in November we have the municipal ballot and the state ballot. So that will help with moving the lines through like we had in July when Brunswick offered use of theirs. But now we've got two. So
Yeah.
it was like Christmas today.
All right, great. That's excellent. I mean, I think we all, if anybody that voted around the dinner hour, the last big November election, can remember the very short line to get your ballot and vote and the very long line to actually put it in the machine. So that's great. Thank you.
Right. And this year we're limited to 50 people in the voting arena, and that includes workers. So yeah.
Why is it 50 and not 100? Is 100 just for outdoor?
The governor has, for election, put the stipulation, the maximum of 50 people in the voting arena at one time.
Okay.
Yep,
And-
go ahead.
No, and I'm assuming that, everybody will have to wear masks, and we'll have extra masks if somebody comes to the polls without one and all that stuff.
Yes, but we can't turn them away if they don't want to wear a mask, because it's
Yeah.
their right to vote. So,
Yeah.
but the state is planning on providing us with PPE like they did for July 14th.
Okay. Great. Got any more good news for us?
I think that's it.
That's pretty good. You don't want to throw it all out there in one meeting.
Right. Wait till the next one. I'll have something else.
It's good.
Okay.
That is good news.
All right, moving on to department and committee reports. Calvin, you're the only department here tonight. You get to go first. Oh, sorry, Bob, you have your hand up. Did you have something on that?
One more item. All the permits are in your mailbox, Kevin, for signatures.
Is it just my signature, or do all the board members need to sign it?
All the board members need to sign it, and they need to be notarized.
Okay.
And there's 3 of them in the mailbox.
Yeah, I think there's, Becky, I think you're still there. I think there's probably a stack of stuff that we're going to have to sign. So if maybe retrieve what Bob's talking about out of my box and put it, usually the stuff's in a pile either on your desk or Pam's desk. Like the warrant and this, and I think we're going to, the abatements that we're going to talk about later tonight, and the land use ordinance letter, was get all that stuff in a pile so that board members can go in starting on Thursday and sign that stuff. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll gather it all. I also have the election clerk oaths, the new appointments for you guys to sign too.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Thanks, Bob. That was a good heads up. Okay. So Calvin, now we're to your report, which looks like it's a pretty short one from your draft today.
Yeah,
Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
so continued work in the Deervale, Rangdale neighborhoods. Hoping to wrap those up this week. I think we should be. Met with Crooker. They think they can get in there around the second week of October. So and get those paved. We got the stumps ground on Day Road. We're going to go clean up the wood chips on those. Working on the CIP and paving plan updates, getting that to Ruth. I got just a few more things to get her tomorrow, and she's going to email that off to you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
Continued work with Crooker and coordinating maintenance paving. So they're going to pave maintenance paving and bond paving. They're going to pave Grant Road and Brown Road, the last 2 roads on the bond, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. going to get to the fire station next week to pave they've done the prep work last week, and they're going to get to doing the actual paving next week. I spoke with the chief about that, so he's aware of that. And that's about all I've got.
Okay. Any board members have any questions for Calvin? Rob?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Calvin, thank you.
Thank you.
And the fire chief's report and town administrator report, so they're both excused tonight, but their reports will be included in the minutes when they get posted on the website. So, okay, we have several abatement supplemental assessments to go through tonight. So I have to, I'm making a motion that the board go into an assessor's session. I need a second on that.
Second.
Rob seconds. So in favor of assessor sessions, say so when I call your name. Rob,
Yes.
Todd,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. Okay, so bear with me as I go through the, find the documents here and go through them. The first one on the list, and we can kind of take these two together. Actually, maybe we can't. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to read through these or not, but these first two on map 9 lot 32 and map 9 lot 32B. Let's see. She didn't resend the, hold on. Okay. That's the wrong one. Okay. So the letter from the assessor, please be advised that a parcel of property, map 9, lot 32, was transferred in error. To correct this error, an abatement should be issued. And a supplemental bill. So I'm going to start that over again. Please be advised that a parcel of property, map 9, lot 32, owned by Jeffrey Weir, was transferred in error. To correct this error, an abatement should be issued to Christopher Tilton Jr. and a supplemental bill to Jeffrey Weir. So the lot that should have been transferred, map 9, lot 32B, was owned by Frederick Weir. To correct this, an error and abatement should be granted to Frederick Weir, and a supplemental bill to the correct owner of record, Christopher Tilton, should be issued. So both of those lots happen to have the exact same valuation, which was throwing me at first. So the money to the town is a wash. Basically, we're granting an abatement to one person, but sending the bill to another person in both cases. So, but the impact to the town is no impact. So I'm going to move that we approve abatements and supplemental tax assessments to map 9, lot 32 and map 9, lot 32B as presented by Donna Hayes, the town's assessor's agent.
I'll second it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Rob has seconded that. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Okay. If you're in favor, so I'll call the vote. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
And I'm also a yes. Okay. The next one. And the next one, map 11, lot 37B. In this case, the bill was sent to a husband and wife, but it turns out they were divorced and the bill should have only been sent to the wife. So this is correcting that. And again, this one is a no net impact to the town. It's just changing the name that the bill was sent to. Okay. Any questions on this one? Okay, I'm going to move that we approve the abatement and supplemental assessment, map 11, lot 37B, as presented by Donna Hayes, the town assessor's agent.
Second.
Rob is seconding. And I will call the vote. Rob,
Yes.
Todd,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. Okay, let's see if I can find the next two. That's in a different email. Okay, so the next one, 8D, this is a supplemental assessment. So basically, we're sending this person an additional tax bill. And this is because this property owner has taken 2 acres out of tree growth, which gets you you pay a reduced tax rate when it's in tree growth, but he's taking it out of tree growth. And so additional taxes need to be paid on that. Okay. So I'm going to move that we approve the supplemental assessment for map 12, lot 36, as presented by Donna Hayes, the town's assessor's agent. Need a second on that?
Second.
Rob seconds. In favor, say so when I call your name. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. And the final one. This one is an abatement, like a for $911.25, and there's a memo on this one. Basically, the reason is she's saying that please be advised that an abatement should be granted on a parcel of land that had been given a reduction for access prior to this tax year. There was a split of a larger parcel which resulted in an error in ownership. When this lot's value and owners were corrected, I did not put on the reduction for access that had previously been applied. So she's putting back that reduction for access. Presumably it's like landlocked or something like that, which reduces the value. So therefore the abatement. Any questions on that one? All right, I'm going to move that we approve the abatement for map 1, lot 57, as presented by Donna Hayes, the town assessor's agent. Is there a second on that?
I'll second.
Todd seconds that one. All right, and I'll call the vote. So let me know your vote. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. Okay, so that takes care of all those. Those are all additional documents that we all need to sign. So there'll be quite a stack at the town office this week. All right, at this point, I'm going to move us out of assessor's session, and I need a second on that.
Second.
All right, Rob, if you're in favor of coming out of assessor's session, we still want to call your name. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I'm also a yes. Wow, I don't know if I could handle much more of that kind of excitement. All right, so we are on to the consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda that members want pulled out for discussion? Seeing none, I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Mark seconds. If you're in favor, say so when I call your name. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yes.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. Okay, so announcements of upcoming meetings. Our next regular select board meetings are Tuesday, October 13th and Tuesday, October 27th, both at 6:30 p.m. And both will still be on this Zoom format. But before we get there, we have two public hearings, one scheduled for September 23rd at 6:30 p.m. That's tomorrow night. And the other Saturday morning, October 3rd at 9 a.m. And the purpose of those public hearings is to provide, there'll be some short presentations on a lot of the questions and an opportunity for questions and comments from the public regarding the municipal questions on the special town meeting referendum that we're having on November 3rd. All right. I'm going to move we adjourn.
Second.
Mark seconds. If you're in favor of adjournment, say so when I call your name. Rob Ponto,
Yes.
Todd Boyer,
Yeah.
Mark Farren,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much. Have a good
Hey,
night.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Nice job wading through all that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, we're,
I had a hard time